Welcome to the Lockdown Economy, a social, non-profit initiative by think tank AlterContacts to help small businesses and self-employed professionals overcome the challenges of the pandemic and reactivate the economy. Good day, everyone. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are from. My name is Maisa Sarkis, and I interview businesses from around the world. My business today is a story about a woman who followed her dreams and her inner intuition. The business is from a world in the Middle East in Lebanon. Her name is Nariman Salloum. My guest comes from a corporate world, and she's actually a psychotherapist and she holds a master's degree in clinical psychology and a certificate in psychotherapy. However, her journey, her beautiful journey, as she explains it, started in her self discovery trip that began in 2017. And from there on, she continues to create things she loved. She's following her intuition till the end, and she brought nature to her world, to her home, and to other people's home. So, the founder today for our discussion of Boema by Nariman is Nariman Salloum. How are you, Nariman?
Hello, Maisa. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, and I'm excited to talk about Boema. There's a lot to discover and to understand from nature. Today, we'll tap into a world where beautiful flowers are created and we receive them in our home for a memory and for a gift and for a hope for future. So let's talk about Boema. What do you do as a business? How long have you been doing it?
I handwork botanical candles, all natural botanical candles. I started doing this for the public in 2020, in February 2020, just before the first lockdown in the world. And I've been doing it ever since. But my journey with candles is not from last year. It has been a long journey for me. So would you like me to tell you a bit more?
Of course, I'm interested, and everyone who would be watching would like to know more about the botanical candles. So let's start first. Where are you based?
I am based in Lebanon and Mount Lebanon, so it's a bit closer to the mountains than the sea.
And I believe that your resources to make the candles come from the nature surrounded. You are surrounded and you are living, and this is what triggers your inspiration to take it to a next level.
Yes, this is it. Where I live, we have a lot of, I don't want to call them forests because they are not that big, but it's like nature is all around. If you take a walk outside, you're like surrounded by everything you need. So it's a good place to be to get creative.
All right. So if I want to be curious more about the candles and tell me about them, the story. Are they? How do you choose your flowers or the ingredients to create botanical candles?
Okay. So the journey of Boema saw light when I actually took a personal journey of self-love. It was a time when I spent a lot of time discovering myself. I decided a few years back to go live on the beach by myself, and that's what I did. So when I was there, there was a lot of me getting in touch with my senses, with what I really want, who I really am, what I really love or don't like. And so I discovered this love for nature. And at the same time, I remember I used to sit in my house. It was just I had the beach. I just had the one view. It was the beach, so it was lovely. I used to sit there, and I'm surrounded by these candles. I used to buy a lot of candles. I didn't really use lights. I used natural light, candles, little spotlights around my house. I didn't really like the excessive light. And whenever someone wanted to come visit me and they're like, what should we bring with us and all of that, because in Lebanon we are very giving and everyone wants to come and have something with them. So I'm like, please pass by any shop you find and just get me a candle. And after a while, I realized that I never bought a candle or got a candle that was really the candle my candle, the one I would really enjoy. So I was very curious on how do people make candles? And at the time, I really did not know that it was something that can be handmade or someone can make it. I thought it was all factories, and I don't know. I didn't know there were natural candles. So I went into this long research and I figured out that if you really have the good material, you can do a real good candle. I was researching all natural candles, so I knew there was natural wax, like soy wax, the one I use. Of course, there are chemical waxes, which I'm not a big fan of. I don't personally use, but they can be as good. And there's the beeswax, which I will show you in a while. So I went through this research, but I really did not know where to get my stuff because for people who don't know, in Lebanon, if there's something that is not really known or very asked for, you can't easily find it. You have to search a lot, and there's not really everything you need here. So I had a good friend by my side who actually got me a gift kit for candle making. Also, back at the time in Lebanon, we were able to use our money abroad because now we have a lot of economical issues. They do not allow us to use our dollars outside of Lebanon. But at the time, we were all still good. So he got me this nice gift from abroad. It was a candle making kit. And I remember when I opened this kit and I decided to do the first candle, it was all in flowers and petals. And I hadn't really seen candles in my research. I had never researched candles that had flower. It's just an intuition, an inspiration. I just did it and I fell in love. And I knew that I can make a good candle that I would really enjoy. So, and I kept experimenting with this. And later on, I had some friends who had this pub in Beirut in an area called Marmkhayel. These pubs are not there anymore because of the big blast. But at the time, it was still there. And it was Valentine's. So I'm asking my friends, listen, what are you going to do in your pub for people for Valentine's to celebrate and all of that? They're like, we don't know. We want to decorate. We don't know how. And I'm like, listen, I want to offer you candles for your shop to put on Valentine's night, and let's see how people react to this. And I actually made a big batch of candles with all these flowers, the colors. I actually created, my friend helped me create a label for, which was Boema. I never changed my label, by the way. I put these labels on my jars and I take them to the pub. I put them there on all the tables. I light them up. I did it myself. And it was such a nice experience because I was there that night and there was this band playing and everybody was like, wow, what are these candles? Boema, what is this? The petals. It was very catchy for people. And they were asking about this and I was there to explain to them and to make conversation and all of that. And then I had an extra candle with me and I'm like, I will try this. And I challenged some people that if you actually take a picture and you tag Boema, I would like to offer you this candle. It was something on the spot I hadn't really thought about. And this is what happened. This was the first night for Boema.
And this was the first clients. These were your first clients that
they were not,
you offered, but in a way, you had attracted a client's interest and you created awareness about your brand, which came only from an experience that you wanted to share with everyone. So, in the beginning, it began like a hobby, and then you figured out, oh, as I'm hearing you, it's a business. It's a business, yes. And people were curious to know what are these candles, how can we find them. So, how many customers do you have? Do you have now?
I have a lot of customers. I have a good amount of followers on my page, given that Boema, by the way, Boema will be 1 year on the 14th of this February. So it's very close to this.
We'll blow a candle. We'll blow a candle on the 14th of February, on Valentine's Day.
I have many people who are interested in Boema. On my page, I have a lot of people who are always asking me, they want to order some candles and all of that. I have specific people who are really like so loyal to Boema. They are always there whenever I launch a collection or I launch something. They are present. Please send us a candle. And there are a lot of new people that are always coming and asking questions and trying out Boema and ordering some. So it really depends on what I'm offering, the timing, and who found the page and who didn't find it. But there's a good number of followers on Boema's page who are always in contact with me.
So, so you say, where is it present? I'm interested because I was able to reach you on Instagram, and the candles, just by seeing them, captured an interest. And as we've been talking, it has a story to tell, and
Yes.
there's somewhere you can relate to the magic behind it. So if I'm a regular customer, can I find you in a shop or online, and where are you present?
Right now I'm online. It was my project to be in a shop this year, but with all the lockdowns and the situation in my country, it has been hard. So I just put it on hold for a while. But the workshop I have right now, I actually was doing before. I was doing my candles at home, but then Boema got much bigger than just doing candles in my kitchen. So I decided to have a space for me. This is why I rented a nice workshop next to my house. I made it on like just the way I like it, and I was able to do more candles. So I can actually conceive it like having this workshop also be a shop for people to come and get their candles, and maybe later on have those candles in different shops like wellness centers, places that truly believe in well-being and natural organic things, you know. But now I'm only online because of this situation that is not really controllable.
Correct.
So
So when I was talking, what captured my interest is that you speak about the candle as if it's a piece of creation and an art, and it's given and customized to a person who would reflect his spirit or his hopes, and carry his dreams, and that's very magical. And every one of us need magic in times of in unrealistic times, especially during the pandemic. Before
mm.
going into the pandemic, I'm curious to know who helps you create these candles. Do you have any employees on board, or are you a sole entrepreneur who's going on her journey by herself?
It's a one-woman show.
One woman.
So basically, I am the person who gets the stuff, the supplies, and I have to go to many places to get my supplies because I don't have one supplier for the same thing. Okay, especially I don't want to put a lot of importance on this, but the situation in my country does not help. I cannot really have a stable place where I can get my stuff because everything is changing right now. So I get the supplies. I have to get creative and envision what I want to do. So this also takes a while. I pick up the flowers and the herbs and I press them myself. Pressing flowers takes a lot of time. We can talk about that if you want. And then I pour the candles myself and I wait for them to cure and I label them and I clean them and I pack them and I also send them for delivery. The only part I don't do is deliver. So I just dispatch them for delivery. So it's a one-woman show. I do have people who are friends or family who come help me out when I'm really, I cannot handle it. When I have so many orders, I just call them, would you come help me? They come, but that's it. It's not stable, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's asking for help.
And someone last week, one of your suppliers actually, but he just brought to my attention that the help of people around us is the success, is this ingredient to our success, because they transfer their energy, their good energy, to us, and they, when moments we feel we are overwhelmed, they are the
Yes.
light to our whole new perspective, and we can push further because of them. And many things happened, and you were talking, you are a believer in change, and I've also tapped and noticed that during our discussion. So change is the only thing also I believe is constant in our life, and every candle you want to make it different because it brings a new story based on new season, new chapter. However, we have a chapter that was forced upon us in the lockdown. And Lebanon passed in 3 chapters under the lockdown title. One in
We
March,
are in one.
and now we are in. So this is chapter number 3. So tell me, how did the lockdown affect Boema? And what key challenges did you have to deal with? And how did you solve them?
Okay, first, because you talked about change, I do believe change is the only constant in life. And this is really represented in my flowers, because what we didn't say yet is that the flowers I use here are very seasonal. So I pick flowers that I find very mindfully. I want to say that I pick flowers very mindfully. And I choose something that can represent the moment, let's say. And I know this will not be here in a couple of weeks, because there will be these flowers, these herbs will be gone. So this also helps me to get a bit creative. And actually during lockdown, because everything was closed, and I personally, I'm a small business. I don't have a stock of things that I just have, I can use whenever I want. So it's a thing that is always permanently moving. So when I have a good amount of money and I buy my stuff, I stock them, I do my inventory. Otherwise, sometimes I'm just out of things because I need to move faster to get them. Okay. So during lockdown, all of my suppliers are unreachable, everything is closed. And the thing is that after Christmas, the Christmas season was very heavy on me, in a sense that I had like so many orders. I made more than 200 customized candles. Okay, so when the season was over, I had a little burnout. So I decided that in January I will take a little break. Okay, and then go back to candle making. It was like something like 2 weeks or so. And at the time, I decided that I will not think of what I have to do next. I generally needed to rest. So I didn't buy my stuff, because after the Christmas season, I was very low on supplies, of course. I used them all. I didn't go buy my stuff. I didn't really want to think of what to do next. And then, bam, came the lockdown when I was just coming out of my resting phase. So the lockdown came at the time when I really needed to go buy my stuff to go back to candle making. So I'm very short on supplies right now. I was very anxious at the beginning because I really didn't know what to do. I cannot buy anything. So what I decided to do is I sat with myself and I had a little talk with the internal Nariman. And I decided, you know what, this is something that really gives me joy. Also, I cannot go to my workshop to work because I'm not allowed to open my workshop in lockdown. So I just went, I got a few of my supplies, my stuff that I work with. I brought them home. I made a little corner for these. And I decided, you know what, let's take this slow. I will figure it out. And while sitting at home and just pondering, I decided eventually that, okay, I cannot have customized candles all the time right now because of lockdown, and I don't have all the supplies. So what I will do is I will make small collections of pre-poured candles. I will do them. They will be in a certain quantity, and I will tell people about them. If they want to get their candle, they can choose from these. I'll go back to customizing candles when lockdown is over and I can get my supplies. And this is what actually happened. So next week, I will be launching my second collection. I already launched one of the collection. It was a special edition because I made it in these blown glasses. These are handmade in Lebanon. And these I got in July 2020 that I never used. I just put them on the shelf. And I knew that there was a day will come when I will use these because I will need them. Mm-hmm. They are very limited. They were very limited in quantity. So special. Every jar was different. There was no jar like the other, And this is one of the collections I made. So I pre-poured some candles and I told people about them. I told them these are blown glasses that I got a while back, very limited. And people actually blew to make these. So this is not only a hand-poured candle. This is a wholesome handmade thing. From the glass to me pouring, someone made this glass with their own hands and their own breath. And I put the candle here and I designed it. So it's like completely handmade, It's like such a big joy. So this was one of the collections I launched during the lockdown. And now I'm working on my second. It will be also a pre-poured candle collection in certain jars that I will be launching for Valentine's. So I had to do this to just manage, So
you adapted with what you have, and
yeah.
by being resourceful, by looking at other ways to solve what you had in terms of challenges, and you collaborated perhaps, or you looked at long glass, for example. This is one, and you said, okay, let me make it happen. How can can I have a design or creation? And here where we start to have Boema with collections, with
Yes.
collections by season or by theme. And I think this is a new project that you now have in mind, no?
Actually, also, not all, I always like to make special edition collections, but I don't do them a lot because I really want the jars to be special for that. And this is one of them. But actually, the other thing that made me think was I had a lot of time to go back and to go out in nature because of lockdown. Okay, so I spend a lot of time out there, and I find really good things. It's like so marvelous to observe nature, how it changes. And I actually had a project for Boema that I've been experimenting with. So making candles is not a one-day thing. You have to experiment a lot with everything you have, with the jar, with the wick you are using, with the wax, with the oils, with everything. Okay, with the flower to see how it will adapt in your candle. So candle making has a lot of experimenting to do. What I did during this lockdown is I genuinely tried to experiment everything I wanted to experiment and never had the time to. So now there's a project I wanted to launch in 2021 that I also put on hold because I needed more time for. I got to start this new project. Nobody knows about this project. It's an item that is not a candle, but it's made of flowers and my pressed flowers. It's something else. You will have to wait to see that. But I got the time to actually work on this. So I just
Congratulations, then. I'd say that you've made a lot of self-discovery as well.
yeah.
And you tried to experiment, and with experiment, you get new ideas. So now you
Yeah.
have many ideas to bring to your business. And this is
Yeah.
because the lockdown helped us to sit within ourselves and find time.
Oh, this is very inspiring. You know what else? I usually use the soy wax, which is this white wax. It's completely natural and biodegradable. Okay. So in lockdown, because I was out of soy wax, I actually started working with beeswax.
Wow.
Beeswax, it's a wax from the beehives, and I get this wax from beehives in Lebanon. Someone who cures, who takes care of the bees. I got this wax from them, and now I made candles from beeswax, which are marvelous and very clean and very neat. It's a dream. I'm not sure if you guys can see it.
No,
It's like gold.
yeah.
It's like a candle made of
The
gold.
gold, colory, caramel, and I couldn't imagine that it would be a ingredient, a component to make candles. So here you are telling me that you had limited access to the components, to the resources, scarcity, and this would have affected your operation and your orders. But instead you looked at it from a different perspective. You said, okay, let me see what I can work with, and now uh, you have potential. There's another possibility to work, and you introduced new ingredients that you never maybe had time to explore and know how they would work out for you. So I would say this was a success for you, how you turned a challenge to an opportunity. And by talking about challenges, I'm sure that the business wanted some stimulation in the lockdown. And so I want to know, and everyone wants to know, how did you stimulate the business and attract customers? What kind of ways did you adapt to your business and introduce to attract customers?
Uh, one thing I believe about social media, although it's in Lebanese, we say saif to haddain. It's like a sword with two endings, which means it can be a good thing or a bad thing depending on how you use it. I believe social media is that. But one thing I learned from my page, which is it's a very authentic page because I genuinely share everything that is real. My words are real there. I found out and touched the fact that people really like it when you are authentic. So I honestly shared all of this information with my followers. I'm like, okay, guys, I cannot work and function like I usually do. So I will tell you what I will be doing during this lockdown. And I told them what I will do. I was very clear. Please don't understand that I cannot customize your candles, but I will let you have candles by making collections. People like it when you are real. I shared this with the people who follow Boema. And also, there was this challenge that a friend of mine who does clay, not clay, Oh,
Pottery?
cement.
Cement.
Make stuff handmade with cement. She challenged me to a lockdown challenge that says that you have to get creative every day and create something while you are at home. And of course, I decided to create with Boema. So for a while there, I was showing people every day what I was creating. I'm like, today I want to try this. Today I'm going to try this. And they were there. They were interacting with me, you know. They were seeing what I was trying to do. Also, I put some polls for people to choose stuff for me to get inspired, to keep them engaged with me. You know, what would you like to see? Is this something you would like? Is this not? You know, so I found this was a good way to just stay in contact, because people just really, everybody needs love and light. And if I can shed this through my page, even if I am not selling a candle right now, I think this would be gorgeous and enough for
I
some
agree
people.
with you because communication breaks down a lot of barriers, and everyone has gotten inspiration from just letting go of all their fears and guard and speaking directly what they really want to say. And words can inspire and take us away from our pain. So talking
And
about,
you know,
yeah.
when people know that you are as vulnerable as they are, I am also in lockdown. It's true that I'm a small business, but I am in lockdown. So when people see that you are okay with saying you are vulnerable as they are, this will bring them closer to you. This will create trust. I believe this is something very, it's treasure.
So we talked about that you were able to know how your customers are doing, how did you reach out to them and stimulate the business indirectly and grow it organically. If I'm going to talk about competition, do you know how your competition are doing? And is there any forum where you're able to know where Boema competes?
Not really in Lebanon. Honestly, when I started Boema, I made a lot of research because, as I told you, it was not something really people know that you can do candles, you know, and hand pour candles. I didn't really find anybody who was doing this except some factories, of course. And then now, with all of this happening through this year, I saw new pages, people who are trying to make candles, you know, makers who are trying it out, and this is awesome. I'm not sure where they are, honestly, because none of them, and they are so very. There are not any. Very little quantity people. Not everybody is doing this right now here, so it's not really a community. It's not really a hub for, you know, makers to sit and talk. I wish there was someone who. I honestly don't like the word competition. Okay, I believe in fellow makers. It's like I make candles, you make candles also. I own my art, I own my creations, I own how I see this candle, but I do not own the art of candle making. And I believe that nobody is really a competition. It's not, you know, why would they be? You know, you can do your own thing, I'll do my own thing. So it will still be a candle, but everybody will have their own identity. So this is Boema. Something else is you. But I'm not really in contact with anybody who's doing some candles. So I don't know here in Lebanon how it's happening. I do know how my followers are doing, if they're okay, if they are doing well, but I'm not sure about fellow makers, honestly.
I can tell that your business is going now in the right place and the direction that it's meant to be, experimenting, adding new lines and seasons, inspire you to create collections and to introduce collections. And you said that you have a project coming in a few months. Is there anything else you would like to share it with us about your future plans for the coming period for Boema?
Uh, yeah, I'd love to share everything with you. One thing I can say is that I don't believe that there will come a day when I will stop making botanical candles. And if I stop making candles uh, at a certain time, because I don't have my material, I will keep always experimenting with flowers. So I would love to go worldwide. I would love the whole world to see Boema, because, you know, it's not a candle that I create on my own. This is a candle that I create with you after talking with you and you introducing yourself and telling me who you are. So I feel that every candle resembles her owner. She will get to her respectful owner. So I just want the whole world to see Boema, honestly, and just have a glimpse of the light that Boema can hold and the love that Boema can hold. So I hope that everybody takes a look at Boema, maybe just for inspiration. Maybe.
Well, I'm sure they will after first feeling your passion, and I can tell. And also, we've seen some. You showed us samples of the stylish glass jar, and you have also pottery, candles and pottery, and they are not only from a certain type of ingredient, which is a flower. It is you experiment with soy wax, you experiment with dry flower, and there are aromatherapy candles as well, and some are from beeswax. So there's a lot of collection, and they are all completely natural and organic, and even the packaging is organic. So for me, yeah.
Packaging. I upcycle old packaging stuff. I have all the shops in my area who are helping me out. They keep every cardboard they have for me to come and take it and upcycle it. So I make my own packages, and also I put my own hand drawn cards. I draw cards for people as a thank you note. I don't have one right now, but I put it here with the candles.
Yeah.
I put it the candles so they can with a little bit of instruction on how to take care of their candle, because candles need care like us.
I agree with you. We need care, and candles need care. So they come in a stylish jar or a pottery and with a package, and you leave them with tips what to do after. And here I want to say, after all this, to take Boema to a next step and a level. And as you mentioned, it's a wholesome experience. So for it to take a different shape and to grow and to take your business forward, tell me main 3 things that you need help with or more. Share it with me.
I need to have a constant source for my supplies, which is really hard to find right now in Lebanon, given the situation. And, I'm not sure that people know, but some food and basic goods we are not able to get here in Lebanon right now. So this is one of the things that would really help me to find good suppliers that can stay stable, not change like every day with every light, This is one. 2, I would love, honestly, to collaborate with people who are hand making jars, ceramics, pottery. I would love to find someone who would love to collaborate with me on this, and maybe they can make the vessels and I can pour the candles and we can make some art out of it. Another thing I think would help me is to help Boema be universal, because this will help Boema grow by inspiration, honestly. I just feel like if Boema can be anywhere, the light can be anywhere. So I think these are 3 things that I can think of right now.
Well, thank you, Nariman, for spreading joy and introducing a whole new sense in a candle to our home, to our office, to our workspace. For me, they can be a perfect housewarming gift, a Valentine gift, since they will complete 1 year, Mother's Day, or a birthday gift. And we don't need actually any occasion to celebrate and bring candles to ourselves and our loved ones. So this is a new business concept that started in Lebanon based on natural ingredients. And I would like for everyone who's interested to reach out to Nariman, check her Facebook and Instagram page.
I don't have.
You don't have. Okay, so we will work on that soon. So at the moment, there is an Instagram page where everyone would be able to check your Insta and send you direct messages. And if they need any additional information, how to reach out, the details will be listed in this video link below. So everyone who loved our interview and discussion today about, it's not an interview, it's a discussion and a story about Boema and how it started. And just subscribe to our channel, share it, so we can know that we are on the right track. And stay tuned. We have many new interesting businesses from all around the world. Not only they inspire many people to take a leap of faith and start their own journey, but also they can bring a new light of hope in a world that is constantly changing, and uncertainty wraps it every single day. So stay tuned. I invite you to have a look on all our videos, and if you like natural candles, check this out. And for now, I would say bye-bye. Thank you again, Nariman. Thank you for introducing.
Very grateful. Thank you.
Our pleasure. So for now, we say bye-bye.